But there's a business which actually touches lives of most Indians, and that is Amul India in some way or the other, either the butter or the milk, on the other massive amount of new products they are launching up. So we thought of getting a chat with Jayen Mehta, MD of Amul India, who's now joining us on the show. Mr. Mehta, good morning. Thank you so much for your time. Today we wanted to have a chat with you regarding your organic food foray. It's a big market. How differentiated would your product lines be? There is already very aggressive incumbents out there. How much do you aim to carve out for yourself in this next, say, 2 to 3 years?
Good morning. The point which we are going to discuss is actually affecting all of us. For what we eat and what is the quality of food that we eat, is it free of chemical fertilizers or pesticides? And that's what actually brings Amul into the space of organics. And that's where our effort is, to connect the producer who wants to convert to organics and find a market, to consumers who want good quality certified organic products from a brand which they trust. So this is what our effort has been, and we've launched about 25 products in the organic space, be it the atta or the different types of rice or different types of dals and pulses, and also ginger and haldi, and also getting into sugar and jaggery and different types of masalas and bajra and all that stuff. So I think as a brand, if we are able to connect the producers with the consumers, giving them good quality food, free from chemical fertilizers and pesticides, I think there will be a great contribution, not just to the health of the country, but also to improving the carbon content of the soil, the productivity of the soil, and regenerating the soil so that we are able to feed 1.5 billion people over the next several decades.
Right. Mr. Mehta, just to probe a little bit more about the organic foray that you're making right now, because, the kind of might and the kind of brand and the kind of trust that Amul brings with it, it can actually take on all the MNC and all the private companies which are in the food market right now. But tell me, is the procurement going to be like your milk business? Is it various suppliers which are going to come together under Amul, and then you take it forward and supply it forward?
See, it is, yes, you need to connect the producer with the consumer. And when it comes to Amul and when it comes to organic, it's more of the certified farmers and producers. So there is a whole lot of activities happening in the background. We are the collecting milk, like we collect milk from the farmers, we are collecting the raw material, which is basically the grains or the wheat and the pulses, from certified organic farmers, and then processing it in facilities which are certified organic. We have a lab which tests the products, which is as per the free from pesticides and chemical fertilizers and so on, to having the brand and putting in the market as the front. So it's a lot of more collaborative effort. And more importantly, a new multi-state cooperative, which has been formed recently. It's the multi-state cooperative on organics, which Amul, along with NDDB, CRIPCO, NCDC, NAFED, we have promoted it. So the job of getting farmers into organic, helping them convert to organic, helping them getting certification, waiting and handholding with them for the 3-year period which is required to get them certified, and eventually setting up facilities to process and market it. So while we are doing, it appears that Amul is doing on its own, there is a whole lot of institutional and cooperative institutional support in the background, which has also started working on this initiative. And together, we are actually wanting to make this change happen at scale nationally, and not just with Amul brand. They also have a brand which the new multi-state cooperative we are promoting is having, the Bharat brand. So together we'll be able to make a big difference into this initiative that we have taken recently.
That's the other thing that I wanted to probe about, Mr. Mehta. Is it that, in the next 4 to 5 years, how is it that Amul will reach and cover the entire span of the country? Because as of now, barring a few products, it's very region-specific a brand right now. And I was just going through your Amul Organic website. That, of course, is fabulous. But how is it that you actually plan to take this pan-India and maybe even globally?
Yeah, so that's what I said. We need to reach out to farmers who are already certified or keen to do certification. There are several states of the country where you find organic products. but then nobody has done handholding for them. So yes, it's a nationwide initiative, almost from Gujarat to the northeast, from northeast of Sikkim and Himachal and Himalayas down south. We find lot of good work happening across the country. So Amul and the new multi-state cooperative organics both will actually do handholding of all these farmers, even encourage more farmers elsewhere to get into this space, work on getting certification of their soil, use this Amul's circular economy model in which you are able to even convert the dung of our cattle into organic manure, get back to the field, use it extensively with the support that is required for a farmer, and make this change happen. And of course, the brand has to have a nationwide distribution network, which already we are there in more than 50,000 outlets. But yes, Amul is there in 1 million outlets. We need to catch up a lot, but that requires a lot of consumer education as well. And that's where we also want to democratize organic. People think that organic products are 2 to 3 times more expensive than the normal stuff, which actually is not the case. So this is what our effort in educating the farmers, educating the customers, being the bridge between the both, so that we are able to make a difference both in the life of the farmers and also for the consumers.
Right. Mr. Mehta, just out of curiosity, before we let you go, Aisha and I were just talking about you are such a desirable company to have in portfolios, right? 80,000 crore turnover, you have the best of products. We ourselves consume our products. As Peter Lynch said, own companies which you kind of, consume on a daily basis. But you are a cooperative. Would you ever be a listed company? Would India see its largest FMCG company such as yours come to the market anytime?
Well, we are part of your portfolio in any case.
Yes.
If any Indian spends on food and dairy products, Amul and the dairy products are the single largest segment. So I'm sure we touch each one of you. Okay, the India's largest listed company has slightly less in shareholders as compared to us, which is the 3.6 million farmers. So you actually need to be a person who has a cow or buffalo to own a share of Amul right at the village cooperative society level. Unfortunately, and fortunately, let me put it that way, the model does not permit the equity market presence for a very simple reason that if we are in the market, then we need to be facing the investors and trying to please them, which means we'll displease our producers, because when you spend 100 rupees on Amul products, 85% goes back to the farmer. Now, and we work on very low margins, very low EBITDA, and the entire purpose is very clear that consumers get the best quality products at the most affordable price, and the producers get the highest shares of the consumer's revenue. Now, this is the highest in the world. I mean, nowhere in the world a producer gets more than 2/3 share of the consumer's rupee, whereas in Europe, US, Australia, New Zealand, producer only gets 1/3 share of what the consumer spends. So fortunately, this model is working well for the producers, it's working well for the consumers. It is seen as a model which can be replicated not just in India, but around the world. And obviously, more than 1 billion Indian consumers are part of the Amul family as well. So I think we will be definitely be a part of the journey that you are. But the capital market doesn't seem to be a possibility for us, at least in the near future.
Right, Mr. Mehta, such a pleasure chatting with you. And I must say it was so nice to see even the, South Africa jerseys having the Amul branding.
I actually, when I saw you on the television, I was very happy with the mood of the studio right now there. So I wanted to make a point that I wish I knew the dress code. I would have worn the jersey, which gave the taste of
But
India.
you're still in blue, so you're very much part of Team India's spirit. Doesn't matter. And I'm sure we're going to win the next match, and we'll give you a fair ultimatum to get your India jersey on.
Okay, thank you so
much. All
right,
right, Mr. Mehta, thanks so much for your time today. All right, we'll take a short break. More news and analysis on the other side. Don't go anywhere.